All right, spawning in at the bottom right corner for Dragon Phoenix Gaming in those blue Zergy pieces, we have Dark.
And his opponent, spawning down in the bottom left of Blackburn, representing Team Liquid, it is Clem.
Oh, sorry, there we go.
We'll see if Dark morphs into the Swarm once again in this series, or if he decides to stay in his human form. Of course, that's going to be a big difference.
I was genuinely disappointed he didn't make a Swarm host.
Yeah, he managed to. You know what? It's entirely possible. Many players did this. It's entirely possible he unhotkeyed the.
That's very true.
Keybind.
Yeah,
I think that's a wise decision for Zerg players in this patch. It's the Swarm host is. I think I've seen 1 or 2 games with Swarm hosts in the last year and a half.
Yeah.
Basically, since the Void Ray buff, they just don't. They're not good. They're not good anymore.
I think I saw one the other day in DreamHack.
Oh, was it a mistakey Swarm host?
Yeah, it was a mistakey Swarm host.
I
don't quote me on that. Don't hold me to it, but yeah.
Now, it's going to be really interesting to see if Dark decides to go for a similar setup to what he did versus Cure, where it was, crazy play all across the map. And I think with Blackburn being allowed through, I think there's a good chance we might see that. Because as a Zerg player, I would not want to play a late game versus Clem, especially after he displayed the mastery that we saw versus Solar. Now, at the same time, Clem or Dark might have also noticed that those burrowed infestors, even though they didn't get anything done, they didn't get spotted all the time. So maybe there is potential for that EMP trick that he used once again, that neural parasite burrow play.
So the other big difference here we're going to have to look for is we are playing. They're not. Dark is not playing on home server. He is going to be switching between Central and West. Unlike last time against Cure, where he was playing solely on KR.
Yeah, that could completely change the way that things are played. We do once again see this 6-ling opener coming out of the Zerg player. I mentioned it. I didn't expect that we would see it so often. It is kind of it's an interesting play. I've already talked about it kind of ad nauseum, but to reiterate, it's basically you saying, I don't want to take any damage whatsoever, so I'm going to use the extra set of lings to be able to just micro more efficiently. We did see versus Cure that Cure was still able to get a ling pick off each time, but you shouldn't really be able to get too much done.
All right, third base about halfway done here for Dark. No, sorry, for Clem. Dark's third base is about to finish up here. It's a pretty quick third base there for Clem, no?
Yes, yeah. It's the third command center before first 2 Hellions. This will be the same build that I think he did in, it was either game 2? Was it game 2 or game 3? Yeah, game 3. Yeah, so with that quick second barracks, that quick stim, and Dark, he is going to scout on in here. He will see this timing of this stim. He sees that there's nothing on the reactor. Honestly, you might say, oh man, he didn't get much information at all. Given the timings, he should know what's happening. He should know that there's a third command center. He should know that since there's no add-on, or since there's no actual production structure attached to that add-on, he should be able to figure out that it's a 2-1-1 follow-up after a third command center, because otherwise the barracks would already be on there if it was a pure 2-1-1.
Yep. All right, so 2 Hellions and a Reaper are going to come in here. Where's the map? There it is. Yeah, just pretty stock standard stuff so far. Stim about 3/4 of the way done. 3 SCVs at a time. Double Evo chambers coming in.
Yes, this is going to be... this is what Solar went for in Game 3 as well, so it's kind of funny that they're sort of mirroring those builds a little bit. Now, Clem only went for 2 Hellions as opposed to the 4, so getting a Creep Tumor Snipe with that is actually very, very nice. That's a really solid find. We will see Dark heading on up to that gold base. He's going to need to... Yeah, there we go. He just needed a little bit more cash to get the +1 Carapace. He will have a pretty big upgrade timing lead in this game.
Yeah, no, the Evo Chambers... the engineering base just about to finish up now. They're about 5/6 of the way done there. But +2/1 melee and carapace already started up here. Baneling Nest coming on down. Ling's coming on out. Continue to drone pretty hard behind all this. We do have this double drop coming Dark's way. Where did that drop go?
Yeah, I think Dark has really played this out very, very nicely. He is getting a really fantastic economy and should be able to get him away, let him get away with this 1-1, quick 1-1 Evo chamber, double Evo I should say. Double expanding behind this. We are going to see Clem looking for a cancel on his base, and he will be able to find it. Dark trying to prevent that, trying to get the queens on top of the medevacs. Not going to be able to do so. Getting that gold base, huge find for Clem. Very nice.
Third base is... Yeah, no, it's up now for Clem there. What am I looking... Sorry, guys. The screen's a little far away. I'm an old man with bad eyes.
We do have a we do have a bit of a later layer for Dark here, and that is going to mean his Bane speed is very, very late. He will be able to get into a very fast +2. Oh, nice quick fingers right there from Dark. Almost losing that hatch. There was barely any HP, but he manages to get the quick cancel. Still good for Clem that, you know, he cancels the base, but Dark could have very easily lost it, and he manages to avoid that. Very nice sharp timing on the +2 melee right there. Taking down these rocks as well, which is always a good thing on this map. Would love to see him take down those rocks in the middle of the map as well.
So he had 3 hatches building at one point. One was the one that got canceled. One was gold. Was the other one a macro hatch in the main base?
I assume so, yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, no +2 carapace just yet for Dark. Very important that he gets that up and running. Armory for Clem is pretty well timed. He will be behind in the upgrades, but Dark is probably not going to be able to take advantage of that if he doesn't get that +2 carapace rolling. Well, honestly, like 20 or 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, Infestation Pit finishing up here. These Lings will be made short work of. Banes do come. Oh my god.
What was Clem? Oh, he was looking at the drop on the top side. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
I was going to say, I think that's the first time in StarCraft 2 history we've seen Clem lose Marines to slow Banes.
Yeah. And hopefully the last.
All right, Drilling Claws coming up here for Clem, so he is going to go for that mine-heavy style. +2 infantry attack upgrades coming up. Hive starting up now for Dark. Good catches on those Banes. Does get quite a few cancels. Sniped a couple as well. Going to pick up and leave.
Yeah, decent little Widowmine shot. 6 kills. Not bad. Not amazing, but not bad. We will just see Clem for now. He's just kind of trying to control the pacing, the flow of this game with these drops. Not a heavy commitment to a kill move. Dark only on 75 drones. As I say that, he fires up 8 more, so that's a fair bit better. We'll be getting into that Hive. We haven't seen a commitment to any real tech besides Ling Bane just yet. No Hydra Den, no Lurker Den, no... Well, I mean, you can't get the Lurker Den without the Hydra Den.
Yeah.
No Spire.
No Roachhorn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what he's going to go for. Is he going to go for, like, very, very fast ultras with this?
I think we're going to go into ultra. Considering he is continuing with the melee upgrades, continuing with the carapace. Well, the carapace he needs. But the melee... No, of course. It's almost like he heard us from 2 minutes in the past.
But that Hydra Den is very late. You want to have the Lurker Den finish up as your Hive finishes. You want to get those Lurker upgrades finishing as quickly as possible because there is a period of vulnerability for the Terran before they have a big ghost count, before their 4th base is really up and running, where, especially when you're being as aggressive as Clem, you try and get something done. We are going to see Ling Bane. Oh!
Beautiful!
That Widowmine shot. Right. Oh my goodness, that got a huge amount of damage. Oh, look at that Baneling taking down the rocks. Clem is very far on creep, will be forced to lift up, but a really phenomenal trade for him right there.
All right, +1 vehicle upgrades coming up. +2 about to finish up for Bio here. So we're probably going to see a little push coming from Clem, or at least a drop. I would like to see that drop going into the main base potentially.
Yeah, that would be really, really nice to see. So far, Dark has done a great job of defending his creep. He hasn't allowed Clem to actually pick it off. Every time Clem steps onto the map, Dark has been there with a significant force to push him away. And now, granted, Clem is not looking for a kill move, like I said, but it's still so nice to be able to hold that creep. We're going to see these Marines nicely microing back into the corner. Ooh, Clem? Nope, you will get away.
All right, Lurker Den coming in. We do have a Viper coming on out. We haven't seen really the multi-prong attack from Clem either this game. He's just been attacking with that one front there.
Yeah, he's tried a little bit, but every time he's come in, oh, the Widow Mines! He just lost about 6 Widow Mines right there. But one of them, oh my god, how did it not fire? Big wraparound coming in from Dark. Clem going to be forced to pick up, and he does manage to get most of those units out. Oh, and that Widow Mine finally fires at the very end. That ended up being a really great trade for Clem. He picked up those units so quickly. He went from having no units in medevacs to in about 1/10 of a second having all 4 medevacs full. That was incredible. That was actually so quick.
I've tried to do that before, and I accidentally shoot my own medevacs and they die.
Yeah, I just don't try because then I can't fail.
You know what? I know what it is.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we got a little bit of nice ambiance in the background.
Is it? No.
Oh, thanks.
There we go. Sorry, guys. You know.
Sorry about that, folks.
Come here for the B tier casting and C tier production quality. Oh, I turned it off.
So we are going to be seeing the gold base getting taken out right there. Well done, well done. And using the mineral patch that was mined out to kind of create that choke. We do see Dark getting ready for a drop into the into the
yes,
main base.
It is the 12-minute Ling drop via Overlords incoming.
Yeah, very standard build. Oh, look at where he's putting that Ghost Academy. Kind of in a place that that's very interesting. Very interesting where he's putting that. Man, very cost-efficient game out of Clem so far. He is cruising in this group so far. He is doing an excellent job, really, really working well here. Somehow has a Hellbat still from the earlier stage. We're going to see this link drop trying to come on in. The Overlord, oh, will both of them just barely surviving. Not going to be too big of a deal, but could cause some problems.
We'll take out one of the gases there and the Spore Crawler. And we'll be repelled back. More Banelings coming in. 13 more Banes coming on in. 40 Links coming. Plus 3 Carapace starting on up. Those medevacs are really low. 1 Parasitic Bomb, and I think they're done. These Lings in the base taking out 5 workers.
Yeah, so little things. That's a pretty decent bit of damage. Oh, F2 Syndrome coming in and striking. Dark probably could have gotten another 3 or 4 SCVs in that main base. Could have continued to clean it up. It's so interesting to me that the Koreans have decided that +3 melee is the new wave. Because I've always been on board with the +3 Carapace.
Yep.
That's been the prevailing meta. That hold the phone. We are going to be seeing an engagement on creep right now. Big Parasitic Bomb coming in, but an immediate split away. God, Clem was quick. Unfortunately, his medevacs do go back into it. But we are going to be seeing, a big fight taking place on creep. Clem really pushing too far, but he will manage the hot pickup and gets on out of there. God, he really stayed way too far on creep. That could have been a disaster.
And he didn't clear much of that creep either there. Creep spread in this game is mediocre, which is surprising considering how often Clem is spending too much time on creep.
Yeah, he's been a little bit dangerous moving so far onto creep like this. He is still in a really nice position in this game. But he's got to be careful about taking these fights on creep consistently. Now we are seeing the Ghost transition coming on in. We're seeing a ton of command centers being built. This is potentially going to be another very long game here.
Also transitioning into that double tank production behind this for those lurkers. Not seeing any. There we go. Ghosts are coming out 3 at a time.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing the that Ghost Academy getting on the line. Oh, big tank shots right there. Lurkers will set up and siege this gold base. Nice job, kind of just using the Ling Bane to secure that low ground position for those Lurkers.
Now, the Ghost Academy is quite exposed there. If the Lurkers do come in, they can likely snipe it out.
Yeah, and I was a little bit curious about that Ghost Academy placement, and now it's coming in to kind of bite Clem in the butt. Oh, the lurkers really interrupting those snipes a lot. This is a big problem for Clem. He's got to come at this from, I think, the north side.
There we go. Looks like he is going to try to rotate around here. But we have a Ling run by coming in on that north side here. Going to clean up that one tank. That one tank was one of the only things he had to defend this lurker run by with.
Yeah, no solar syndrome right there, where he commits 35 lings to kill a tank, and the tank somehow survives. God, these snipes keep getting interrupted. Clem, he is trying so desperately to clear this out. Finally, we'll get a few of those lurkers. There's still 3, I think, holding that position. More and more SCVs going down. Dark is really starting to turn it up in this late stage of this game.
Clem looking really determined in his little camera there. Another run by here does get cleaned up. Clem will take another base. This is the base that is closer to the Zerg. Now, Dark has taken the top center base, which basically means if Clem wants another base, he will have to get that bottom center base, where he does need to break the rocks to get in there. Another run by coming on in here. Double planetary fortress. A lot of ghosts here as well. Will crash at that planetary, does not take it out. A little wasteful on the side of Dark. But Dark is still engaging here. He's going to try to jump in here. Jumps on top of the 2 tanks. 1 tank goes down. 2nd tank does go down. Bio reinforcements will come in and eventually clean this up.
Yeah, he is just flooding on in, not letting this pressure up at all. Clem is really, really taking a lot of damage. Dark is spending a lot to make this happen, though. He is really, really committing to the kill move. And especially on a map like Blackburn, I think that is the right call. You do not want to let this get to a split map scenario. A couple of snipes coming on in. Those ghosts are so cost efficient in that late game. A couple of Marines getting taken out by those Banes, but it's really the ghost count that is the most important thing here. And we can see those lurkers, they do stand pretty tall, but they are going to get slowly picked away at by these units, kind of slowly falling right there.
Now, what I'd like to see from Clem here is that Ghost Cloak upgrade coming on in. I don't think he has it yet, and that would probably help quite a bit, especially considering how good he's at sniping Overseers.
Yes, yeah, no, it's such a valuable upgrade. Just the ability to really take down, a lot of your threaten, because it like if you don't threaten to kill off all those Overseers, if you don't have that Ghost Cloak available,
right?
First of all, you can get your ghosts potentially just jumped on, and 20 of them can just die, and
right.
that's the game. That's game over. Even if there's no Overseers, but like just forcing that out, forcing that scary situation out is so important. We are going to see the Ling Bane trying to move forward here. Once again, we are going to see the Ghosts getting jumped on a little bit, but they will manage to stand tall. The tanks sieging up in the background. Dark throws away a lot of supply and really doesn't make a dent even in the ghost count. I would love to see how many ghosts have actually fallen here. I do not think it is many at all.
Clem does an amazing job of keeping his ghosts alive, even if they get the full surround, even taking Baneling hits. I swear he has some Neo Steel coating on those ghost armor there. We do have the Infestor upgrade coming in. Got 3 more Vipers coming on out here, plus 2 vehicle attack upgrade coming up. I don't think we're going to see a mech transition coming in today.
No, I don't think we're going to see that Mass Thor.
No.
Honestly, for Cure, it was... I don't know if it was the only reason he lost that game, but it was definitely a contributing factor. I don't think those Thors made any impact in that game number 2 versus Dark at all, aside from being very expensive paperweights for the most part.
Well, they're expensive surround targets for the Lings, if anything.
Yeah.
Right? And with the tanks there, you're just getting the friendly fire going.
Yeah. Yeah, so it really didn't work out all that well for him. He was anticipating that Broodlord transition. It never really came in. We do see the income advantage for Dark has been substantial, but it is starting to kind of balance out here. Now, it's going to come down to Dark. With how inefficiently he's been forced to trade, he is going to need both those contested bases. He does have the top one, which is very good, and he's securing that bottom one, but is it going to be enough?
Well, we'll see if he's able to keep it and if Clem even knows about that base. Clem looks like he is getting ready to move out here. Both players have hit that maxed out max supply here. creep, again, not the greatest. It is stopped pretty much exactly at halfway.
Yeah, you can't really, especially on Blackburn in the bottom side, you can't really encroach on the Terran side. It's going to be a little bit too difficult. Trying to push through those slow zones with creep, there's really no way to secure it. Now Dark, I think he is mining as much as he can from that bottom base. Clem setting up to try and deny that. We're going to see some nice blinding clouds here, knocking out 3 of the tanks right at the outset of the engagement. Clem with some hot pickups on those ghosts. You know what? I wouldn't actually mind if that base is just a planetary fortress right there on the bottom. I wouldn't mind that, and just a slow creep towards that bottom side base. Just kind of sneaking his way over there. We are going to be seeing the building armor coming up for Clem, so going to be getting ready for that late game scenario as well. Very, very important to do so. Marines just kind of trying to move forward here, and they're just going to try and snipe a couple drones, but Darky's going to be able to replace those. We do have the Neural Parasite Burrow combo once again. Ooh, I love this Lurker setup on the top side just to try and deal with any potential attacks. And this is, this is going to be a very, very difficult position for Dark to hold. Oh, we see that Baneling getting a great connection to no avail because, of course, the medevacs are there with just one Baneling. Here comes the break attempt from Dark. We do have the Burrowed Infestors. Blinding Clouds coming in are going to get a lot of damage. We got Dark coming in from the top side as well. Ling Bane flooding it over everything. The Ghosts are so far back, though. Base goes down for Clem. That is a really nice pick off here for Dark.
The base goes down 17. Oh! Fungal on the Ghost. Gonna jump on top of the Ghost. Ghosts are gonna start to go down here, but
not enough.
Ghosts, not enough.
Yeah, not enough follow-up. They do have a lot of HP. We're gonna see the Infestors falling. The fungal growth that almost was. Now Clem's supply has plummeted, and Dark still has a gigantic bank. But he did shoot a lot of his shot right there.
Yeah, 12 Ghosts going down there. Still a lot of Ghosts left behind here for Clem to play with.
That was a really, really good engagement for Dark. Almost game winning. If he had a little bit more of a follow-up right there, that would have, if he kills those Ghosts, the game's over. 100%. As it is, we are going to see him flooding in once again. Tanks kind of a little bit exposed in the front. 3 or 4 of them are going to go down. Fungal Growth trying to connect. The Ling Bane will run out of steam, but still going to get some decent trades. Queen waddling off of creep. Both players are really in the dumps in supply, but Clem, he actually has held very effectively, and Dark has lost all of his supply. He's actually behind Clem very, very severely. Now, there are Lurkers shutting down a lot of Clem's mining. I hope Clem doesn't leave at this point, because he might look at his supply and think that he's in a really rough position, but he's actually in a very good one right now.
All right, that bottom center base finally going to get cleaned up here by Clem. Looks like he will eventually float a command center over there to start mining from it. Top center is still fully operational for Dark. Chitinous plating coming on up. I did not even see the Lurker dead. It was probably when I was choking on my throat when that went down. Let's see here.
Yeah, Ghosts are not, Ultralisks are not the answer
no,
right now.
Absolutely not the answer.
They are, and the thing is, his bank, it was mostly minerals. So Dark had kind of set himself up into a situation where he sort of needed to do something like this. But he is, once again, the attempt to break Clem before he gets up to that critical mass has once again failed. Solar couldn't break him, Dark couldn't break him, and now Clem finds himself on the precipice of a 1-0 lead in this series. It's not over yet, but Dark all of his bank is gone. He's just now evened up the overall supplies. He's still down 10 army supply. We've got Clem securing that bottom side base. The cost efficiency game has been god tier out of Clem. He is over the course of this group so far, it's got to be like 60,000 resources.
Absolutely. The real MVPs, I think, here are the Ghosts for Clem. He is able to not only just do wonders with the snipes, but keeping those Ghosts alive. And those Ghosts are kind of like a sink for those Banes, for all of Dark's units. And he sucks them in and just is able to clean it all up. And those Ghosts just don't go down.
No, they do not. And speaking of which, we are going to see, I think, probably the last attack attempted here from Dark. He's trying to get in on top of those ghosts with the Banes. It's not going to be enough. The Ultralisk on the top side is not going to be able to
GG gets called. Clem taking down the Foreign Killer in game number 1. Yeah, so starting off with that 6 Lings again. Did we? Yeah, Reaper is out. Gonna have the Reaper Ling dance to start things off here. Queen about to pop. That will make sure this Reaper doesn't get much done beyond bruising the egos of a couple of those Lings.
Yeah, of course, you know, everyone knows the ego is the squishiest part of the soul. Yeah. Nice job. Does keep that Creep Tumor alive as well, and doing a little bit better than the previous game. We will see that very fast third command center once again. It's on a map like Glittering Ashes. I think you expect to see that. You're not going to be going for anything too crazy with that. It's the good macro play, and we're going to be seeing that quick second barracks once again. Once more, we will be having that. No surprise here.
Sorry, just trying to catch my bearings here.
Yeah, we'll be that once again. That quick second barracks. So it's going to be that kind of 2-1-1 follow up. Ooh, we do have a Roach Warren here coming in from Dark. That is going to be a very, very early aggressive play. This time, I think it was the 4 Hellions instead of the 2. So in the game where on Hardwire, when Dark went for that Roach Warren, we saw Cure with the Hellion run by. I don't think we're likely to see. Oh no, it looks like Clem did just build 2 Hellions. I don't think we're likely to see Clem go for that similar run by. So this Roach Warren could be unscouted, and with no Cloaked Banshee on the map, might be a little bit tricky if we see Dark heavily commit to those Roaches.
Absolutely, absolutely. Roach Warren has not been scouted. 3 Roaches coming on out here, and yeah, Clem has no idea what's going on.
No, he doesn't. Not yet, and it is going to be 7 Roaches. No Ling speed here. This won't be a crazy commit, but we saw Clem trying to target fire his own Reaper right there to get the splash damage on that Creep Tumor. Wasn't able to do so. Okay, it's gonna be droning behind this, but yeah, as the observer points out, no bunker. And the Clem does scout this, but it is a late scout. It is not in a good time, and we're going to see double bunker getting thrown down, double NG Bay here to try and wall as well. Nice decision. But this could get a lot done, and Dark, as I said, will be droning heavily on out of this.
There's a hole in the wall.
Is there?
Yeah. The Hellions were able to zip through it as the depot was coming up.
Oh, that's potentially dangerous. Now, Roaches and Ravagers are pretty chonky,
yep.
So might not be too big of a problem. There's not going to be any tanks here, though. Not going to be tanks. There is Stim, which will, of course, be very helpful. But even just picking off these frontline walls is not too bad. Well, it's expensive. This is a big commitment from Dark. But, you know, he's supply blocked Clem for a moment. Actually, for quite a bit. He's stuck at 77 of 77. And he is droning heavily out of this. So, yeah, this is not bad damage at all.
Yeah, I was also going to say, it's actually nice Clem didn't take the engagement. He didn't have combat shields ready either, so those Marines would have gone down pretty quick. We do have the double Evo chambers coming down behind this. 2 more engineering bays coming up for Clem, so he's going to start getting those double upgrades, which may have been delayed ever so slightly here. And I believe he's going up into Lair.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if he's going to go for a Roach style of play, or if he's going to be going for something a little bit different. He started up Burrow for a moment, but of course that was a misclick. At this point, you probably don't want to go for that Burrow. It will be the 1-1 Roach upgrades. Now, he is getting up into 6 gases, so is it going to go something similar like what he did versus Solar? I'm curious about this. I'm very interested to see if he might go for a couple of Mutas.
You mean Cure?
Yes, for what he did against Cure.
All right, Clem going to come in here, clear some of this creep up, push it back. It's just going to get reapplied by Dark here. Going to rotate around. Roach Ravager will keep that Bioforce at bay. Going to find some more creep here. Scan is probably going to come down. Actually quite deep on creep here. Will jump on top, will pick up, and get on out of there.
Nice micro from Dark, pulling back those Ravagers, making sure he doesn't get any of them sniped down. which is a pretty nice move. Ooh, we are going to be seeing a Nidus play. So Rogue did this. Oh, when did Rogue do this? Rogue did this recently versus, I believe, Keen in the World Team League. And of course, Dark and Rogue are on the same team. So you can potentially use the Nidus Worm to... You can use it for a couple of purposes. Of course, it varies reinforcements very quickly across the map, but it also allows, as you siege the third base, to jump between the main and the third, potentially. Now, that being said, we've got Clem getting aggressive here. I don't know if I like this. He is going to be fighting into a big concave from Dark. That being said, the tanks on the low ground, helping out a lot. Dark, he's got so many Ravagers. Is this going to be enough for... Oh, the Ravager Vials miss. There we go. They will follow up.
Second round does take out that tank. This will get cleaned up. He does save all the medevacs from the Queen, but he loses all his Bioforces, loses the tank. Cheeky Budhole has finished up here, losing 32 Marines there in that fight. Not getting nearly enough kills.
Yeah, I actually really... Like, the fight didn't go as badly as it could have, but I really don't like that he pushed into the Roach Ravager like that, because now we've got this attack coming in from Dark. He is going to be able to find an additional tank. There's only one tank on the map, and that's going to mean holding off this push is very, very, very difficult. There we've got that Lurker Den, or sorry, not Lurker Den, Nidus Network, Nidus Worm coming up in the main base, and there's no response from Clem. Oh no, that is going to get up.
It is envisioned, but Clem's attention is on the front lines here. Nidus Worm does go up. We do have Roaches in the main base. Clem in a little bit of trouble. That tank is about 3/4 of the way done, so it is going to be a ways before it does pop. And we do have the push coming into the main base here.
Yeah, this is looking so deadly right here for Clem. We've got Nidus Worms coming down to allow Dark to ferry between the bases. Clem, I just don't think he can hold on. He lost too many tanks with that initial push. He's down so much supply, and we're seeing, yeah, the kind of whack-a-mole style of Zerg with this Roach Ravager, and GG is going to get called. We are going to Game 3, and we see Clem a little bit exasperated right there on the player cam. I wonder if that second game kind of threw him off a little bit, because, yeah, getting aggressive into Roach Ravager, especially from a player like Dark, who is so willing to be so aggressive himself, that's a pretty big strategic blunder, and he really kind of walked into that, so to speak.
I think the lesson we've learned today about Clem in TVZ is he just needs to get to Ghosts.
Yes.
Once he gets to the Ghost level, then he's in a good place. His Ghost play absolutely been magnifique this series. Or not this series, just today in general. Being able to keep his Ghost alive, the snipes. Like, we've seen him just run into a mineral line and snipe a shit ton of... a crap ton of drones.
Yeah, he's just done a really good job of retaining those ghosts in the late game. Of course, Zerg players are still struggling to kind of deal with that mass ghost. It's becoming a much more popular, much more common meta in that later stage of this one.
Now, I was reading some theory crafting, not theory crafting, but like some lore stuff about StarCraft 2. And do you know who produces the combat drugs in Stim? Like, what's actually in there?
Oh, no, I did not know that.
It's G Fuel. It is actually indeed G Fuel. And they're also fueling this tournament.
The G Fuel refuel?
Yeah. Guys, it's going to be 3 days of nonstop selling out. Just accept it.
Yeah. Yep. This is how we make these tournaments happen. So of course, make sure to make sure to bear with it. I guess we will see a snipe on one of those lings early on. Nice job from Clem, and of course, with that 6-ling setup, you really don't want to take even a single loss. So that's
that
nice
one
job.
Reaper has now achieved more than 99% of Reapers in pro matches.
Yeah. We will be seeing another quick third command center. This time, though, he is not going to go for that quick second barracks. It will be the much more standard 1-1-1 follow-up. Not that there's anything crazy about that quick second barracks, but it does leave you a little bit vulnerable to specifically what we saw. Not having those cloaked Banshees means dealing with the Roach Ravager push, the little pressure from Dark, is able to get a lot done. And I really like the versatility from Dark right there. Oh my God, that Creep Tumor somehow survives.
And the Reaper survives too behind that.
It does. Damn. He had enough HP, I think, to commit for that. I actually think he's at 16 HP. That's only two more full shots from the Queen, so probably the mature move.
I'm wondering how much of that not diving it in to get the kill is on, so he has scouting. Because last game he got caught. Oh, what Steadfast? What building is it? I haven't seen this building all day.
I haven't seen this building in quite a while. Spirit did go for it against Solar in World Team League, I believe, recently, and he actually no, it wasn't Solar. Biel. He actually used it to great effect. We've got the Fusion Core coming on in. This is going to be very difficult to deal with. Oh, and look at this. We've got the double Evo. He is trying to preempt a bio play, and that means there's going to be no layer coming on down for a while. That means we could potentially see a delay on Spore Crawlers. This Battle Cruiser is going to be dangerous. Yep. And I love that he's mixing it up.
He is going Battle Cruisers. I was fully actually expecting him to go Liberated Range.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It is possible, and on this map, like, you could see... honestly, I'm a little bit sad we haven't seen it as much.
I'm actually amazed that you've taken my joke and actually turning it into a real fact there.
Oh no, I have died to Liberator Range builds enough to know that they're a meme that's not really a meme. You know, they are actually very, very deadly. They're mostly figured out now. Oh, this is gonna be Hellbat BC. Oh god, this is a very dangerous thing to deal with because of Burrow. No, that's got to be a layer. Okay, yeah, he cancels it. Because there's not going to be any Baneling Nest, he's also skipped the Baneling Nest to go for the quicker layer. He will get it now, but I don't think this is going to be in time.
No, first BC is coming on up. That's a healthy count of Hellions there, too. 2 more joining the fray. Double Engineering, so he's going to the full bio transition behind this. He is going to be a little behind on the upgrades. But we'll see what's left of Dark's army after this.
Yeah, and sorry, go on.
BC does warp in here. Focuses down that one queen. One queen does barely survive.
Yeah, this is kind of strange. He's going to split these up. Okay, so you have to split the queens. There's no Banelings ready, so this is going to be a lot of damage coming on in. We might actually see... Okay, he does commit the queens to the side. The Battle Cruiser, not... Oh my god, it's just wandering around. It could be getting so much damage done right now.
We do have a Ling run by. Yeah.
Oh, this is... That's a really big move from Dark.
10, 11 workers going down. 12 workers going down. 13. More Lings streaming across the map here. +1 carapace, +1 melee finishing up for Zerg. Might get a cancel on a base there.
Not even close to enough. Not even close to enough. He needs to get so much more done. Not only did he commit to this Hellbat BC and not get a whole lot done, he is getting some drones now, but this Battle Cruiser really, it barely even paid for itself, let alone the number of workers we have going down. Now 1-1 is done on these Lings. This is so much damage coming in out of Dark on Clem. Now... Dark is continuing to commit to Zerglings. I don't know that I like this. It might work, but I think I would have preferred a transition, you know?
Absolutely, especially with the Widow Mines coming on out. You have the BC as well, helping clean things up. He is denying mining. That third base is now burning, so he does need to get a repair down on that ASAP. 32 workers going down here for Clem. 12 on the other side.
You know what? If Clem was going to split the Hellions and the Hellbats and the BCs, I would have much preferred to see him not morph them into Hellbats. Be mobile with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, I think there would have been a lot of potential for huge damage with that. Because he caught Dark completely flat-footed. There was not a Baneling Nest ready. There was no Spore Crawler between the bases. Like, he was not prepared for that. And then, I don't know why, he split those units off, suffered a lot of damage on the counterattack. Now Dark is in a really great position. And we've got 2-2 very far along for Dark. +2 weapons started up for Clem, but he hasn't gotten his +2 armor. He seems really discombobulated in this game number 3.
Yeah, Dark looking large and in charge here. Bailing speed about to finish up here. Widowmine drops. Nice retargeting or unburrow there to make sure it doesn't get wasted on just one drone. Good hit there on the Lings. That run by ain't going to get nothing done. Yeah, that Widowmine drop does get cleaned up. Nothing of it.
Amazingly, Clem is somehow up in supply still, or at least he's even in supply. Just a testament to how good this kid's macro and micro is. Well, macro, I guess, more so in this situation. Ooh, but Dark, he is looking for more damage here. Clem doesn't quite have that wall up yet, and both players are so active, so much more active than almost any other players in the world. It is really exciting to see both of them just in their element here.
Those Banes coming into the mineral line, seeing the BC and turning around, they reminded me of that Simpsons meme of Grandpa Abe walking in and walking right out.
Yep.
All right. That run by there does get cleaned up. Why is my tongue not working? All right, this BC going to come back in here, take out one worker, try to kind of pay for it. There's a lot of queens here to deal with it.
Honestly, just being a nuisance here with this BC it's what Clem needs to do. He needs to continue to find value with it because he has been pushed back off the aggressive footing by Dark. Now, Dark is getting into Hydroling Bane here. Clem, he is going to be able to finish his 2-2. I thought he was going to be in a really, really not quite unplayable situation in this game, but an incredibly rough one. And he's actually he's made, I would say he's pretty much on equal footing right now, which, especially once those upgrades finish, he's going to be on equal footing, which I did not expect him to be able to even do.
Oh, BC does take down one queen there. Nice little pickoff. 3 workers going down, I believe, to a Widow Mine, potentially.
Yeah, these Widow Mines getting some pretty decent shots and zoning out the army a lot. Clem doesn't have many medevacs here. He's just kind of YOLO'd in with these units. He's going to wait until... I mean, he trades out well enough, I think. It's a little bit hard to say. Looks like Clem actually traded out very well right there.
9 workers, 3 queens.
A lot of lings, yeah.
Yeah, nearly 100 lings there.
Oh, jeez. That is Clem stepping so far onto creep. I can't believe that actually worked as well as it did versus Dark right there. These Widow Mines will get taken on down. Fortunate for Clem that they don't really get too many extra shots. Or for Dark, I should say.
This BC is still going. How many kills does this BC have on it?
It's got to be at least like 20 kills.
Okay, going to warp back home. Back to safety.
Yeah, he'll repair that up, and then he'll jump back to the behind the main base once again. No Vipers, no Spire, nothing to kind of kill that off. And the Hive. I feel like Dark could have gone for this Hive a long time ago.
Beautiful mine connections there. Does take out a lot of his own, but gets a good chunk of those Ling Bane there.
Oh, man, that was a huge Widow. That might have been the most destructive Widow Mine to both sides that I've not ever seen, but I've seen in a long time. That was on like a top 10 Widow Mine for just not giving a crap and killing everything. Indiscriminate.
Yeah, absolutely indiscriminate.
We are seeing this this Hive finishing on up. Lurker Den, once again, Dark not the sharpest with the timing on his Lurker Dens. He could be timing out these upgrades a lot more efficiently, but of course, being under the amount of pressure that he is from Clem is tough. And I do want to point out, Dark's economy is not actually that great right now. Only 69 drones, which is nice, but not amazing.
And we saw what Clem's constant harassment does. First or second game against Solar, where Solar was really late on dropping that Lurker Den, getting all the upgrades. Yeah, so Clem really keeping the Zerg players a little off-center and not able to keep them on their game.
Yeah, and this is the power of Clem. This is Clem in his element. Now, we do see him starting to move a little bit far onto creep, but the scan allows him to see the Zerg force coming on in. We are going to see a lift up and escape coming out of Clem. Good job there. It is 3-2 right now for the Terran player versus 2-1-2 with +2 missile, +3 carapace on the way. So this time we are seeing the more conventional carapace before +3 melee, but I would love to pick the brains of the Korean Zergs and see what their thought process is there.
Well, if Dark has his way, you might just be able to do that in a few minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I want to definitely see what their thought process is for sure. As it is right now, Dark still has decent creep spread. We're not at the point yet where it is a split match scenario. Clem has
41 kills on that BC there, and is still alive.
And it can stay alive for quite a while longer. Basically, until it gets abducted into a bunch of Queens or Hydras, there's nothing to really kill it. And I like that Clem has not actually blinked into the back of the main base. Oh, we do see Clem moving very far into creep. Pretty decent cleanup right there, I would say, from Dark. Not bad.
That second Widowmine did take out a decent chunk of Ling Bane there. Clem going to push back in here. Going to pick up before the Banes are able to really crash and do much work, and we'll get on out of there.
Yeah. Yeah, say, God, every match right today has been just a banger, with specifically with Clem.
Absolutely, yeah.
We do have Dark remaxing on a lot of Zerglings right there, trying his darndest. Couple of Lurkers finally hitting the field, 5 more in production. But the Korean players really seem to like the late Lurker transition.
Yeah, it's like the late Lurker transition. Also, like you mentioned, the +3 was it melee before Carapace?
Yeah.
A little bit of a difference in playstyle between the regions there.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit more aggression off the slightly lower tech composition. That being said, we are seeing the aggressive move coming in here. I do like the BC Blink on top of these Lurkers. They're going to actually help out a lot here. Many SCVs will fall, 11 of them going down. The BC, though, eventually will actually clean up all of these Lurkers. Ghosts are going to come in with the snipes. And I think this is going to be a hold for Clem, but it's going to be a very expensive one at that.
These Widow Mines just being a nuisance still, going off on some Queens.
Targeting the Overseer is very interesting right here. Does he have the Ghost Cloak? I hope so, because if not, it's a weird decision to target. Man, a lot of Lings going down to those Widow Mines. And once again, we see Dark going for a really high aggression, high octane kill move. Not quite knocking Clem out of the game, though, and Clem is adding on more and more Ghosts.
19 workers there going down for Clem. Clem knocked down to a 65 worker economy. He does have the mules, but doesn't really have the mining bases here to support that.
Ooh, looks like Dark with a bit of a trap on that, kind of predicting where Clem was going to unload and killing off about 10 supply of bio right there. That Clem, considering the fact that he is still kind of off balance from that previous attack, really doesn't want to lose. He is in a very significant danger zone until he gets up to that high ghost count.
And he is starting to get into that high level. He's making 4 ghosts at a time. Snipes are coming down, taking out a couple Lurkers there.
Is that Lurker underneath? It looks like it's on top of the Spore Crawler right there.
It's just behind it.
Yeah.
Force perspective.
Yes. Yeah. Spore Crawlers do have like a weird hitbox where it's not a full square. It's like a weird kind of back, kind of like smallish circle.
Yeah, yeah.
But it looks like it's like inside of it almost. It's very, yeah, force perspective is definitely the correct one there, but it looks so weird. Oh, look. Oh my, you can see the legs of the Lurker move. I've never seen that before. Oh, that's so cool. You learn something new every day.
Every day. Kind of like, was it Pride of Altair, which we'll never ever see in this tournament. We won't see that tournament where you build a hatch.
Yep, on the
thing and the actual building shows.
Yep, and it shows like out of position too. Where the Widow Mines are not going to friendly fire Clem. They are actually going to help him clean that up. Did he even lose any SCVs right there? He lost 25 in total at some point. We are seeing an aggressive move forward here from Clem. A lot of Banelings, though. Those are going to be pretty good against the Ghosts, especially with no tanks to cover them. The Planetary Fortress isn't going to be able to keep these Ghosts alive. Oh, a couple of them do survive, but a lot of them going down right there. Meanwhile, this base, the SCVs are so low on HP, they will be able to escape, but this is going to be a dead base. And Dark, he commits a lot to this. He loses so much. Look at the supplies. I thought that went well for Dark, but he is now down a lot of army supply. Oh, those Banelings are about to morph on in. Not going to be enough, though. Clem is going to hold that army strong, and he has so many Ghosts. The army supplies are 60 over, 70.
You let him build Ghosts. Oh, a little bit of friendly fire there. Does take out a lot of those weakened SCVs from earlier on.
This is looking very, very tough here for Dark. I thought he was about to kill Clem, but Clem, he just has so much somehow. He still has so many ghosts, such a huge army supply.
This BC's still alive. It's 18 minutes into almost 19 minutes. It's the first BC.
He's just telling me, he says, Steadfast, you think my BC needs to gain value now? No, I'm just never going to lose it. Silly caster. Oh, man, another link counterattack. Very nicely done.
All right, this base going to get taken out yet again.
And Dark's, despite being on 80 drones, Dark is in a lot of trouble right now. He is doubling his opponent's worker count, but he's at half the army supply. This is a huge, huge result if Clem can continue on this path that he is, well, he is looking to capitalize, and the BC gets a base cancel right there. Very nice.
All right, Ling's going to jump on top of these tanks here. Going to try to get on top of the Ghost. Ghost, oh my god, it's like he lubes them up with oil or something. They just can't be surrounded.
Well, we're in Canada, so maple syrup,
maple,
you know.
No,
that'd make them stick, yeah. What would be?
He gets his ghost service at Mr. Lube.
Oh, there you go. Looks like a Dropper Lord being prepared here for Dark, but hasn't really been able to make usage of it. God, this game, it feels like it's been non-stop action for the last 12, 15 minutes. We finally get a little bit of a breath, but Dark, man, I don't know what he can do. You just can't kill the Ghost of Clem. He just doesn't let you.
Yeah, both players' mineral bank is pretty much non-existent here. Worker count, Clem's only on 40 workers.
Yeah, but that means his army supply is so much higher. And it's not like Dark has an overwhelming economy. He can't keep rebuilding. He can't, keep throwing away units into the meat grinder that is Clem's Ghost composition. And Clem, he is now going to move forward. He's going to knock out a base of Dark. Dark doesn't have what he needs to hold on here. I think this might be the beginning of the end, or potentially even the end of the end here for Dark. This link counterattack, it is not going to do what it needs to do. Clem, after this early game, I thought he was out of it. I thought he was going to get knocked out 2-1 or knocked into the loser bracket, but he has held on. He has fought efficiently. He has done what he needed to do.
This is what, probably the 5th game where we've seen the aggressive player early on coming back and like being down later in the game.
Yeah.
It seems to be the trend for the day today so far.
Yep, the defender's advantage. Well, you see, it's no Protoss in the group, right? So defender's advantage is, of course, gets a big buff in this one. Man, what a phenomenal set of games coming out of Clem here. I am just so impressed with this kid, the young Frenchman, really delivering. Now, this is, why do we have 2 supply depots on the production tab, and they're separate?
They're both probably, no, that doesn't make sense.
No, because it should be times 2 still. That's so weird. So they're both like in construction but not finished?
Clem literally broke the game.
He did. He actually did. Oh, man. We are going to see an attempted run by, but the Widow Mine's getting so much damage done. More and more SCVs are falling. But once again, Dark, he is in so much trouble, and he's going to lose almost an equivalent number of drones, and he cannot afford to lose that base or those drones, while Clem, already on his kind of dream composition, really can. That being said, this is a nice run by.
Yeah, this run by here, 25 more workers. He's down to 14 SCVs, 16 SCVs, building it back up, but just both players' economy is just devastating here. What's it called? 50 workers on the side of Dark, but he doesn't have the bases to mine from. His bases are mining out. The fresh bases are all taken out, and his worker count is now down to 35. 17 workers going down here.
Oh, where did those... He just lost, another 30% of his economy right there with that. That is a really devastating loss.
My guess is to Snipes.
Potentially,
Snipes, yeah.
You mentioned, though, there was no base, but, I mean, even long-distance mining. Okay, we are going to see a fungal growth trying to come on in. Looks like Clem got a big EMP.
GG gets called.
That is going to be the victory going in the favor of Team Liquid's Terran player. What a performance from the youngster, taking down 2 of the best two of the best 3 Korean Zergs right there, showing us what he's made of.
Taking out the foreign killer. The foreigner taking out the foreign killer.
Yeah. Yeah, and now going up 2-1 in sets versus Dark. God, that is such amazing play coming out of Clem.